Hello everyone, welcome back to Steak and Sanity. My name's David and this is my channel about my carnivore diet. It's day 22 of my carnivore diet in January, starting in January of 2025. And I know I haven't checked in a couple of days, so I wanted to do one quickly tonight before I get home. So obviously I'm in my office instead of in my normal dark studio room at home. Right. So I think the last time I actually did a video was day 19. And at that point, I'd sort of lost 13 pounds. Since then, I've taken a couple of steps backwards. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So I think let's just quickly go through the stats for nerds, because I know some people in the comments really like it when I go through them. So on the 20th, I weighed in at, So on the 19th, I was 96.3 kilos, which was 212 pounds. On the 20th, I'd gone up a little bit to 96.8 and then 97 yesterday and 97.2 today. So I've gone back 2 pounds. So I'm back to just 11 pounds lost, but that's partly my fault. And something that's really interesting that I have never picked up on before, and I didn't really notice when I did the diet last January, which is let's finish the other stuff. So basically over those days, I've actually had nearly 10,000 steps every day as well. So I've been getting a lot of walking in. I've had more calories though as well. I had on the 19th, I had 16,000. On the 20th, I had 18,000. Yesterday, I had 15,000. Today, I'm a little bit lower because I've been super strict on lion diet again, because I needed to get back to that. I don't have the actual steps yet, but I'm going to go to the gym and I've got other stuff to do tonight. So I don't even know what it's going to end up at, but it'll be at least 7,000, I would reckon. And just looking at the numbers overall, my carbs have also gone up considerably as well. And that's, again, all due to milk and cheese. So I've had a few drinks where I've had some coffee with a bit of milk in it. I've had a few bits and bobs of cheese. Nothing like I've not sat down and eaten a block of cheese or anything. Let's not be dramatic. And I also haven't sat down and drank like a whole glass of milk either, or had any yogurt or anything like that. It's just a little bit. But what's interesting is that just even having that little bit of milk and maybe, a half of a slice of cheese or something like that has been enough to kind of derail the diet a little bit. I've had a few nuts as well, because it's one of my weak points, and I've talked about this many, many times, that peanuts in particular, but I've kind of taken to having walnuts, which I think are a little bit better, and they're supposedly better for your heart. But what's been interesting is I've kind of had those all the way through, and that I haven't had any reaction to it. But what I didn't have very, very strictly up until the other day was milk or cheese. And so now in those few days where I had a little bit of milk and a little bit of cheese, and I started to just relax a little bit, and I've taken a step backwards, which is I find really interesting, because I have been to the gym in that time. So I did a 5K run on Sunday. I've done, nearly 10,000 steps every day. So I've been up, I've been out, I've been getting loads of exercise. It's almost like the dairy just killed the diet, which is also really interesting, because it's the scary mobile phone thing. I was talking to someone about that at the coffee shop this morning, where I was very disciplined and had a hot water this morning, but I was talking to someone about it. And literally after talking about it, I looked on my phone and Instagram pulled up I think it was Instagram. It may have been a YouTube short by Dr. Chaffee, talking about the fact that milk and cheese can just kill any gains. So the phone was obviously listening and brought me the exact appropriate piece of content, which it tends to do. Anyway, I really believe that that's what it was. Like I said, I didn't notice this when I did the diet last time, when I did the diet last time, I could always have tea and stuff. Maybe I could have been more effective if I'd not had it, but I didn't really notice and I didn't really try not to have it, if you know what I mean. Because I was doing carnivore and I was like, oh, a tiny bit of milk in my tea and stuff isn't going to hurt anything. This time I did Lion and I really went without it for a couple, nearly 3 weeks. And it's actually made a massive difference. And so now I'm starting to doubt all of that. And I know I've said a couple of times as well that I kind of have got where I really like it, where I don't have milk in my coffee and in my tea and stuff like that. And I do still agree with that. But now I even have more reason to make sure that I don't do that and then I don't have any milk. So I'm going to go back off the milk. I'm not going to change anything else. I'm just not going to have any milk or any cheese, like zero. And I'm going to see if that makes a difference. I'm good. Like I said, I'm going to the gym again tonight, but I did that on Sunday. It didn't seem to make a difference. So I'm going to see what impact that has. So that was the main thing I wanted to talk about, was just the impact of milk. And I know milk has some stuff in it that, and I can't remember the name of it, but if you look up Dr. Chaffee's stuff, his shorts and stuff like that, I'm sure you'll see it. So that's one thing. The other thing is, I don't know if anybody's noticed, but I have done a couple of shorts. So I started doing a few more of those because when I was in London the other day and I was down in Trafalgar Square, I thought it might be fun just to do a post because I was at a big tourist kind of attraction area. And I thought it might be fun to do that. And God, do I look old. It was pretty shocking how old I looked and how old I felt looking at myself in that video. And then the follow-up one from yesterday without my glasses. I think the glasses maybe hide it a little bit. But that raised another thing that I also forgot about, that is something that my wife mentioned to me last time, which was she made the comment that as I start to lose weight, particularly in my face, I get really bad bags under my eyes and I look really old. And that's a really interesting thing. And I hadn't noticed it too much until yesterday. And I put that short up and I was like, oh God, I look terrible. So I don't know. I don't know what I can do about that, but because I don't want to, I'd rather be thin and, more healthy and that sort of thing. And if that means that I have to look a bit older, then I have to look a bit older. And I don't know if maybe the angle that I had the camera or, whatever, maybe made it seem worse, and who knows, maybe that'll sort of correct itself over time. So if anybody's had any, sort of thoughts on that, I'd really appreciate it if you'd put it in the comments, because I think that could be an interesting discussion. I think if you're in your 20s, it doesn't make any difference. If you're in your 50s or your 60s, it probably does. And there's a certain amount of me, I guess, just needing to accept that I'm going to start to look older as I get older, but I really don't want to. So I may have to start doing like research into eye creams and eye tightening and all that kind of crap just to make myself feel better. I'm not doing it for anyone else. So if you put in the comments, like, you don't need to do anything, don't worry about what anyone else thinks. It's not what anyone else thinks. It's what I think. And it's my image and my self-image and what I want to feel like and what I want to be like. And anyway, so yeah, so that's been quite a shocker over the past couple of days. But again, everywhere else, I think I'm looking a bit younger and a bit fitter. And so maybe it's balancing out. I don't know. I think that's pretty much it for this video. Like I said, I still haven't even been to the gym yet. I haven't done most of my stuff for today. I can, let's just have a quick look. So far I've had 839 calories and 0.7 grams of carbs. So this is super, super low carb, strict Lion diet today. So that's been really good. And I've done around, how many steps have I done? So I've done nearly 4,000 steps already today, and I haven't been to the gym yet. So I'll end up at another probably 10,000 step day or close to it. So that'll be good as well. Yeah. So we'll see what happens in the next couple of days. Back on strict carnivore, off the milk. Let's see if we get a little bit of a result. And then if we do, and everything goes back and we start losing again, then maybe I'll do a more intentional test and I'll have a day or two where I will just have milk and add that back in and see if that has an effect again. And then we'll come off it again and see if there's a knock on from there. Because that's sort of the way to semi-scientifically test it. And if that's the case, then that, I think for me personally, that's something really good for me to know. And it means, it helps me understand what I should and shouldn't eat or what I can and can't eat. And it doesn't mean I can't, every once in a while have a latte if I want to have a latte, or have maybe a flat white or something that's not so much milk. But at least it means that I know that that's going to kind of kick me out of ketosis for a day. And to watch that maybe in combination with things like if I decided I wanted to have a cheat day, or I'm somewhere or I'm going to an event and it's a party and I want to just go, do you know what? I'm going to have a little bit of something naughty. Maybe I'll not have milk at the same time, because then that's just going to exacerbate the problem, or the effects, not the problem. So anyway, I'm just rambling now. I'm going to go, but thanks everybody for watching. If you made it this far, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And like I said, if you know other people that are living the keto lifestyle or the low carb lifestyle, please send them a link and just say, hey, have you checked this guy out? And hopefully they'll be interested and want to subscribe. And that's all for today. And I will see you later. Bye-bye.